Top 25 Hospital Volunteer Interview Questions and Answers. Welcome back to the channel. If you're planning to volunteer at a hospital and want to make a meaningful impact on patients, families, and healthcare staff, today's video is going to help you shine in your interview. Hospital volunteer roles are incredibly important, and interviewers want to make sure you're compassionate, reliable, and ready for the responsibility. In this video, I'll walk you through the top 25 hospital volunteer interview questions and answers so you can step into your interview with complete confidence. 1. Why do you want to volunteer at a hospital? I want to volunteer at a hospital because I have a strong desire to help people during challenging times and contribute to a meaningful environment. Hospitals are places where small acts of kindness can make a big difference, and I want to be part of that positive impact. Volunteering also exposes me to the healthcare field, which I'm genuinely interested in. I believe this role will help me grow personally while supporting patients, families, and staff in a way that truly matters. 2. What qualities make you a good volunteer? I believe my compassion, patience, reliability, and strong communication skills make me a good volunteer. I'm someone who stays calm under pressure and listens carefully to others. I genuinely enjoy helping people and always try to create a positive interaction, even in difficult situations. I'm also very responsible and understand the importance of showing up on time and fulfilling commitments, especially in a hospital setting. These qualities allow me to support patients, families, and hospital staff effectively and respectfully. 3. How do you handle stressful or emotional situations? I handle stressful or emotional situations by staying grounded and keeping my focus on what needs to be done. I understand that hospitals can be emotionally intense places, so I try to remain calm and compassionate. When things get overwhelming, I remind myself to breathe, stay patient, and not take things personally. I also believe in active listening to understand what someone needs. If needed, I'll ask for guidance from staff to ensure I respond appropriately and professionally. 4. What does good patient care mean to you as a volunteer? Good patient care means offering kindness, respect, and dignity to every person I interact with. As a volunteer, it's not my job to provide medical care, but I can make a patient's day easier by being supportive, attentive, and helpful. Good care also means respecting privacy, maintaining confidentiality, and being reliable in completing tasks assigned by staff. Even small gestures like offering comfort, giving directions, or simply listening can play a big role in improving a patient's overall experience. 5. How would you handle a situation where a patient is upset or frustrated? If a patient is upset, I would start by listening calmly and respectfully to understand their concern. I wouldn't interrupt or take their frustration personally. I'd acknowledge how they feel and try to offer reassurance. If the issue is something within my volunteer responsibility, I would help immediately. If it's outside my role, I'd politely inform them and quickly alert the appropriate hospital staff. My goal would be to help them feel heard and ensure they receive the support they need. 6. What would you do if you were given a task you didn't understand? If I was assigned a task I didn't fully understand, I would ask for clarification to make sure I complete it correctly and safely. I believe it's better to ask questions than to guess, especially in a hospital environment where accuracy is very important. I'd politely request more instructions or a brief demonstration. This shows responsibility and ensures that I'm following hospital procedures properly. My priority would always be doing the task correctly and supporting the staff in the best way possible. 7. How do you prioritize your time when given multiple tasks? I prioritize my time by first focusing on tasks that are urgent or directly support patient care. I would check with staff if I'm unsure which tasks are most important. Once I know the priorities, I work through them efficiently while maintaining accuracy and care. I also stay organized and avoid rushing, because even small mistakes can create issues in a hospital setting. If needed, I communicate with the team to ensure everything is completed smoothly and on schedule. 8. How would you handle confidentiality as a hospital volunteer? I fully understand that confidentiality is essential in a hospital. I would never share patient information, stories, or medical details with anyone outside authorized staff. If I overhear or see something private, I keep it confidential and treat it with respect. If someone outside the hospital asks questions about a patient, I would politely explain that I cannot share any information. Protecting privacy builds trust and ensures that I follow ethical and legal requirements of the healthcare environment. 9. Describe a time you helped someone in need. One meaningful experience was when I helped an elderly neighbor who lived alone and was struggling with groceries. I offered to assist her weekly by carrying her bags, organizing her items, and checking if she needed anything else. It may have been a small task for me, but it made a big difference for her. That experience taught me the importance of kindness, patience, and being present for people who need support. It strengthened my desire to continue helping others in meaningful ways. 10. How do you respond to instructions from hospital staff? I respond to instructions from hospital staff with respect, attentiveness, and a willingness to learn. I understand that staff members are busy and rely on volunteers to follow directions accurately. When receiving instructions, I listen carefully, ask questions if something is unclear, and then complete the task promptly. My goal is to support the team and help make their workload easier. I believe good communication, professionalism, and responsibility are essential when following instructions in a hospital setting. 11. What interests you most about hospital volunteering? What interests me most is the opportunity to make a positive impact during moments that are often stressful or emotional for patients and families. I enjoy being in an environment where kindness truly matters. I'm also drawn to the teamwork, the learning opportunities, and the chance to support healthcare professionals. Volunteering allows me to contribute to a meaningful cause while gaining exposure to the medical field, building communication skills, and growing personally through experiences that challenge and inspire me. 12. How would you act if a patient asked you for medical help? If a patient asked me for medical help, I would politely explain that I am not trained to provide medical assistance and that it's important for a nurse or doctor to handle it. I would immediately notify the appropriate staff member so the patient receives proper care. My focus would be ensuring their safety while staying within my volunteer responsibilities. I understand the importance of knowing my limits and never attempting anything that requires professional medical training. 13. Are you comfortable working around sick or injured people? Yes, I am comfortable working around sick or injured people as long as I follow all safety protocols and guidelines. I understand that hospitals can be emotionally challenging environments, but I approach each situation with compassion and professionalism. I remind myself that patients are going through difficult times and need support, not judgment. I'm prepared to stay calm, respectful, and helpful while completing my assigned tasks and maintaining proper hygiene and safety procedures. 14. How do you stay motivated during repetitive tasks? I stay motivated during repetitive tasks by focusing on the bigger purpose behind them. Even small or repetitive activities contribute to the smooth functioning of the hospital and support patient care. I remind myself that consistency and reliability matter. I also pay attention to doing each task carefully and correctly, which keeps me engaged. When I see how my efforts help staff or make a patient's experience easier, it reinforces my motivation to continue doing my best. 15. How would you handle disagreements with another volunteer? If I had a disagreement with another volunteer, I would stay calm and approach the situation respectfully. I'd try to understand their perspective and communicate my own point of view in a polite, constructive way. If we couldn't resolve it, I would involve a supervisor to ensure the issue is handled appropriately. My goal is always to maintain teamwork and professionalism. I understand that the hospital environment requires cooperation, so I would focus on resolving the conflict peacefully. 16. What would you do if you witnessed unsafe behavior? If I witnessed unsafe behavior, I would report it immediately to the appropriate hospital staff or supervisor. Safety is extremely important in a hospital, and ignoring risky behavior could harm patients, staff, or volunteers. I would avoid confronting the situation directly if it could escalate or put me at risk. Instead, I'd communicate clearly about what I saw so professionals can handle it properly. My priority would always be maintaining a safe and secure environment. 17. How do you handle feedback or criticism? I handle feedback by listening carefully and staying open to improvement. I don't take criticism personally because I understand it's meant to help me grow and perform better. If a supervisor offers suggestions, I ask questions if needed and apply the feedback in my future tasks. I appreciate constructive guidance, especially in a hospital setting where accuracy and professionalism matter. Being receptive to feedback helps me continue developing my skills and contributing effectively as a volunteer. 18. How would you help visitors who seem lost? If visitors seemed lost, I would approach them politely and ask if they need help finding a specific department or room. I would either give clear directions or walk with them if the destination is nearby. I'd remain patient and friendly because hospitals can be confusing and overwhelming, especially for people already dealing with stress. My goal would be to make their experience easier by providing guidance and reassurance, ensuring they feel supported and respected. 19. Describe your communication style. My communication style is friendly, clear, and respectful. I listen actively before responding, which helps me understand what someone needs. I try to speak calmly and positively, especially in emotional situations. I avoid using complicated language and keep my messages simple and direct. Whether interacting with patients, families, or staff, I focus on empathy and professionalism. Effective communication builds trust and helps create a supportive environment, which is important in a hospital setting. 20. What are your strengths as a volunteer? My biggest strengths are empathy, patience, reliability, and strong interpersonal skills. I enjoy helping others and try to treat everyone with kindness and respect. I'm also dependable and take my responsibilities seriously, which is important in a healthcare environment. I stay calm under pressure, communicate clearly, and always maintain a positive attitude. These strengths help me support patients, assist staff, and contribute to a caring environment within the hospital. 21. What are your weaknesses, and how do you improve them? One weakness I've noticed is that sometimes I take on too much responsibility because I want to be helpful. To improve, I've learned to communicate more with supervisors, ask for guidance, and focus on what's realistic. I try to prioritize tasks better and pace myself so I don't become overwhelmed. This helps me stay effective and maintain high-quality work. Acknowledging my weakness has allowed me to grow and find a healthier balance in volunteer environments. 22. How would you handle a situation where a patient wants to talk for a long time? If a patient wanted to talk for a long time, I would listen patiently and offer compassion while staying mindful of my responsibilities. Conversation can be comforting for patients, especially those feeling lonely or anxious. However, I would also make sure I'm not neglecting other tasks. If needed, I would gently let the patient know I must complete my duties but can return later if appropriate. My goal would be to balance kindness with responsibility. 23. Why is teamwork important in a hospital environment? Teamwork is essential in a hospital because every role, big or small, contributes to patient care and safety. When volunteers, nurses, doctors, and staff work together smoothly, patients receive better support and the hospital runs more efficiently. Good teamwork reduces stress, prevents misunderstandings, and ensures tasks are completed accurately. As a volunteer, I see myself as part of a larger team where communication, cooperation, and respect are crucial to delivering quality care and maintaining a positive environment. 24. What do you hope to gain from this volunteer experience? I hope to gain meaningful experience that helps me grow personally and professionally. I want to develop stronger communication skills, learn more about healthcare environments, and understand how hospitals operate. Most importantly, I want to make a positive difference in people's lives by offering compassion and support. Volunteering also gives me the chance to learn from healthcare professionals, observe patient interactions, and discover whether I might pursue a future career in the medical field. 25. Do you have any questions for us? Yes, I do. I would like to ask about the training process for new volunteers and what specific departments might need the most support right now. I'm also interested in knowing what a typical shift looks like and how volunteers are supervised. Additionally, I'd like to understand how performance is evaluated and whether there are opportunities for long-term involvement. These questions help me understand how I can contribute effectively and grow in the role. Thank you for watching. I hope these top 25 hospital volunteer interview questions and answers help you feel confident and fully prepared for your upcoming interview. Volunteering in a hospital is a meaningful and rewarding experience, and with the right preparation, you're sure to make a strong impression. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others preparing for healthcare roles. Good luck. Your volunteer journey is just beginning.